Hello, Facebook Live. Hello, Instagram. Hello, YouTube. Marcus here from Aroma Thyme, and we're going to talk about a very special Italian ingredient today. Talk about truffle oil and what the deal is with truffle oil. But before I jump into that, it is Christmas Eve, and a couple of things going on. We're open for Christmas Eve, first of all. So we're open until 10 o'clock tonight. We are booking reservations for our Italy 2020 November. Jamie, can you drop the link for that? Our VIP1vacations.com. We're at about 10. We sold about 10 seats. We got contracts out. We only take 24 people. So if you want to go to Italy with us this next November, act fast. It will sell out. We told people that last year, and we turned away probably 20, 15, 18, 20 people we turned away. So that trip will sell out. Jamie just dropped the link for VIP1vacations.com. It's on Facebook. If you're on Facebook, that's VIP1vacations.com on Facebook. We dropped that link. If you're on Instagram, VIP1vacations.com. Check it out. Our itinerary is set up for November. It's $4,500 a person. That trip, again, will sell out. We already have, we sold 6 over the course of the weekend. People are interested, people that went before. We have a lot of, several people that want more contracts. So there's still a little bit of time to get that. There's a little bit of time. If you want to jump in and tour around Italy with Jamie and I next November. The next thing is our Christmas Day Soup Kitchen tomorrow. We have a GoFundMe account. It takes still a lot of money to pull this off, even though we've done, we get a lot of donations and volunteers. It's so costless, about $5 a person. I literally went out and bought to-go containers the other day, and it was still just for to-go containers, like $600-700. When you feed 550, 600 people, all those expenses add up, and that's not all the miscellaneous food that we have to buy and all that kind of stuff. GoFundMe. Jamie, can you drop that GoFundMe, please? The link to there. I think we're at like $1,300 this morning. We're looking to raise $4,000. I'd be happy with $3,000 on there. So GoFundMe, there's an account there. Jamie's going to drop that link for that. There we go. Right there it is, to GoFundMe. So if anybody can spare as little as $5, that's awesome, because that helps feed one more person $5. So we appreciate anything that you can give is greatly, greatly appreciated. Now, let's talk about truffle oil, folks. Truffle oil. Truffle oil, one of Italy's prized possessions are truffles. Truffles, these are the mushroom truffles, the fungus, the ones that grow under oak trees, not chocolate, not Belgian chocolate or French chocolate truffles. We're talking about the mushroom, the fungus. It's from France and it's from Italy. Actually, truffles grow all over the world. Australia, the Himalayas, through China. They grow in Oregon. They grow all over the world. There's some types of truffles. However, the very prized truffles come from either their winter truffles from France or from Italy. And then the super prized truffle is the white truffle. Because these ingredients are so expensive, $300 a pound and up, you have a lot of imitation truffle products on the market. Imitation truffle salt, imitation truffle honey, imitation truffle oil, imitation truffle butter. And these bottles, these small little bottles of 8-12 ounces of oil can get very expensive, by the way. They're not cheap. And chances are when you buy these are made with synthetics. So I'm going to run through the best way to buy truffle oil if you're looking for truffle oil. And you're probably noticing on the screen here that ours says organic. Ours is actually certified organic. This is the only truffle oil I know out there. There might be others, but I've done a lot of research, and this is the one that I found that's organic. Rosario is the owner of this company. He's a friend of mine. There's his name right on there, Rosario. Rosario and I've met many times. I just text messaged him yesterday for more truffle oil that he'll send out right after Christmas, or it might go out in the mail today. So let's talk about truffle oil. Rosario has taught me a lot. Other distributors or other producers have taught me a lot. I've actually toured truffle oil facilities. I've seen some of the fraud happening right in front of my eyes. It was crazy. I was at one place. The guy was like, "Oh, we're so legit here, this and that. What we say is true, and this and that." And as he's saying this, he's like, "All of our ingredients are high quality, from our salt to our honey. We only buy American honey for our truffle oil." And as he's telling us that, Jamie and I are walking through the room with pallets of honey from China. If the guy's lying about his honey, saying it's American local honey and it's Chinese honey, I'm pretty sure he's probably lying about his truffles too. All right. So it was a really interesting tour. I've been buying truffle oil for years, folks. I've known since 1999 that truffle oil can be one of the biggest scams going. Jamie and I have been in Italy. We've been out there on the truffle hunts. We've been in the truffle fields. We've seen truffles all over. I've been cooking with truffles my whole career. So I've had the luxury of working at nice places that can get fresh truffles. So let's talk about misleading truffle oil. So there is a class action lawsuit. There is with some of the producers out there, because what happens is, even though it says truffle on it, some producers put 0 truffle in it. They put no truffle in it. All right. They're putting a synthetic chemical, or they're putting a combination of celery, broccoli, and I think there's something else that'll actually mimic truffle. If you extract certain components from broccoli and celery and another thing and mix them together in the lab, you'll come up with what mimics truffle. So they'll use that in there. So it can be natural, it can be totally natural flavors. It can even be a synthetic flavor that mimics the natural flavor of truffle. See, that's the one confusing thing about this whole food transparency, this food label reading stuff. If something says natural flavors, it doesn't mean the flavors were naturally derived. It means the flavors are mimicking what would appear naturally. It doesn't matter how it's made. So this is really confusing stuff. This is why I love researching this kind of stuff and educating people on making better choices. So truffle oil, there's this class action lawsuit. There's a lot of big producers that are involved in this. Some of the biggest producers are involved in this because they put 0 truffle in their truffle oil. Now, some truffle oil producers, because they realize if you're going to put truffle on the label, you have to put truffle in the bottle. So after they put the synthetics, the natural flavorings, this and that, they'll drop 1 slice of truffle in the bottle in the bottom of the oil, so they can legally say there's truffle in here. We don't really know what kind of truffle it is. Is it the good truffle? All truffles are awesome, but winter truffles and summer truffles are massively priced massively different. We're literally talking maybe $1,000 a pound different between winter truffles and summer truffles. Is there an Oregon truffle? I've seen Oregon truffles as cheap as $60 a pound, even a little less than that frozen. So these producers have figured out, well, if we're going to put truffle on here, because the FDA, the USDA, whoever they have to answer to, wants to see that there's truffle in it. So we throw a slice on the bottom there, and there you go. Now, that's how they get around that little loophole. But again, that class action lawsuit is out there with those people that have 0 truffle in it. Now, if you go to like a restaurant like Olive Garden, I know this for a fact because I've seen the Olive Garden stuff behind the scenes. That is totally synthetic, totally fake. You're not going to Olive Garden for a $15, $20 dish with real truffle oil. That's not happening. Okay, you're not going to any of those places. That's just not happening. All right. So I want to talk to you about the way you can do truffle oil legitimately. Now, I've had friends that have worked in restaurants that have made their own truffle oil, where they take truffles and they chop them up and they infuse them into oil and they strain them off and they have this flavored truffle oil. I want to talk to you about what Rosario has taught me about the truffle oil industry, or what he does with his. So he has a unique process. His partner is a scientist who is located in Umbria, just outside of Assisi, and that's where all their stuff comes from. I've had Rosario on my YouTube channel a couple of times. We've done some Facebook Lives with him talking about his products, and he's been recognized by Martha Stewart and gotten some amazing write-ups. And he actually has the legitimate USDA, or he can legitimately say that he is USDA certified organic which is really cool. Okay, because not, like I said, not many people are out there that can actually say that. So he not only does he do the right thing, but he has to answer to a certification as well to be able to put this truffle oil in the bottle. Now, he was looking at selling to one of our distributors. So he said, Marcus, I'm looking for more distributors. He sells through a high-end health distributor. And he goes, do you know any distributors? So I told him a couple of distributor names. And he came back to me after a couple months and goes, Marcus, I contacted that one of the distributors on your list. And he goes, you won't believe what they told me. I go, Rosario, what did they tell you? He goes, well, they basically have right now in their inventory like $90,000 worth of truffle products. He goes, that's what they're sitting on right now. He goes, the buyer told me that, Rosario, if I were to bring your truffle oil in, if I were to bring your product in with your claims, you know, how real it is, and this and that, he goes, I'd have a lot of answering to do and explaining to people that are buying our current product. Like, well, why have you been selling us a non-legitimate product for so many years? And this was the distributor that said this to him. He goes, there's no way I could switch to your product because I'd have backlash with all of the people that have supposedly trusted us for years on the real deal or on a higher level of quality or higher product. And because that's just the way it is. And so Rosario explained to me, I'm like, wow. He's like, well, that's what happens, Marcus. He goes, my product comes in and these guys have to now answer of why they've been selling something inferior, and it makes their reputation bad. He goes, so he goes, Marcus, this is a tricky subject. This is a tricky product to get into a distributor and some of the distributors. I was like, wow, that's like totally odd that a distributor wouldn't want it, but it makes sense, right? Because that reputation. So Rosario has explained to me that they take truffles that they have on their property there. Their property is organic. They take stuff from their property. Sometimes I get this confused. They slice them really thin. They put it into olive oil, local olive oil. They then chamber it or almost like how you do a cryovac. Like we have a cryovac machine at the restaurant that sucks all the air out of the package and makes it like you're buying something like when you buy like coffee beans and it comes in like that brick and it's really hard and all of a sudden you poke it and it just lets all the air out and it's soft again. So we have one of those machines here. We're privileged to have one of those machines. We love it. We use it a lot. It saves a lot on waste and we can buy things in bulk and keep things fresh. So that changes the molecular the size of the molecules of whatever you're putting in there because it expands and then contracts. And we've done this for years. I mean, I worked at other restaurants years ago, hotels years ago, that were doing this. And you put chicken breasts inside this package, you put the marinade in there, adjust it, and it opens up the molecules, the pores, to get the flavorings in deeper into the chicken breast or whatever you're marinating. So Rosario explains to me that's sort of what they do with this. They alter the atmospheric pressure of the oil and the truffles and get an infusion going on and let it sit there in the infusion. Then after it's done its job, they strain it off. You have all these pieces of truffles. Then they're then freeze dried. The truffles are then freeze dried and then basically pulverized into a powder and added back into the truffle oil. So you can actually see a little bit of like certain like things, like a couple things floating in here at times. He goes, that Marcus, we add that back into to round it out and add it back in. I was like, that's very cool. Now we've been using this truffle oil chief for, I don't know, Rosario probably a decade or so ago. And again, he doesn't have a distributor that sells to us. So every time I need the truffle oil, I actually have to pick up the phone and text Rosario, say, Rosario, please send me some of your amazing truffle oil. And that's how we get this product because none of my distributors sell it. So that's the story with his truffle oil. You can obviously, there are some other people that make a legitimate product out there, but basically in the truffle oil industry, folks, it's buyer beware. Buyer be very wary, actually, of truffle oil. So I'm going to take this video because a lot of people always ask me, Marcus, your videos are so informative. Thank you. And this video will definitely make it onto my YouTube channel. So you can go back and re-watch it and see what's going on. If you go to my YouTube channel, it's all categorized out to my podcast, to my radio show, to health, stuff about the restaurant. This will probably go under the food fraud tab and the tab that is about talking about health So they'll probably go on a couple of different tabs on my YouTube channel. So you can go back and rewatch this. If you go on my YouTube channel, there's the videos of Rosario and I talking about, and I'll have Rosario back on. We'll do another Facebook Live after the New Year's. Rosario's a great guy from Italy, and his partner is in Italy on the farm, on the property that does this. And if you're ever in the Assisi area, folks, you can get a truffle tour. They will give you a tour. They will take you out in the fields. They will take you on a truffle hunt. They will cook lunch for you. They are set up to do that. So if you're ever in Umbria, in the Assisi area, let me know, and I will totally hook you up with Rosario. So they do a fantastic job there. Really good job. All right, folks, that's it. Buyer beware. Buyer be very wary on truffle oil. Again, you always get what you pay for. That's basically the deal with that. You get what you pay for across the board on ingredients. That's common business sense. And, you know, if you buy the best product, the better product, a really high-end product, you feel much better, and it's better for you because it's probably not any chemicals and funky stuff in it, no fillers. And, you know, it's probably a stronger product. You don't have to use quite as much. You can get almost more bang for your buck almost. I find that in the restaurant industry a lot. And if I'm buying a high quality item, like the higher quality oil, we don't have a fryer, but the higher quality oil that a restaurant would put into the fryer, the longer shelf life they get on that oil because it's a higher quality oil. You want to pay $17 for fryer oil, or do you want to pay $55 for fryer oil, right? So you can stretch it out, and that 55 one is no longer, $55. It's going to drop down, but that $17 one is no longer $17 because the price goes up. So things balance out. So, and everybody, thanks for tuning in today. I appreciate it. We got a bunch of people on Facebook and Instagram. Merry Christmas to everybody. It's Christmas Eve here in the States. I see some people are on that are in Europe. Dalma's on. Hello, Dalma. How are you? I'm not sure if it's quite Christmas Day there yet where Dalma's at, but I know other people that are talking to in the Philippines, it is officially Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everybody, and have a fantastic holiday with your family. Be safe, and we'll talk to you later. And again, at the beginning of this video, on Facebook, Jamie dropped links. If you want to donate to our Christmas Day Soup Kitchen, there's a link there. We're looking for donations, monetary donations, help us pull off Christmas Day Soup Kitchen. We're going to feed about 600 people tomorrow. Spectrum News is coming here soon. 2 o'clock now. Spectrum News is coming here any minute. And they're going to do a bid on it, and that's going to probably add another 50 to 100 meals on easily. So we're looking for monetary donations. Jamie dropped that link at the beginning here. To jump on board with that, if you want to donate. It costs us about $3,000 to $4,000 to pull this off, even after donations. And if you want to go to Italy with us, we've literally sold 10 to 12 seats to Italy already. We're taking 24 people in November. Jamie dropped that link as well in the beginning of this on Facebook, VIP1vacations.com. Check it out. Visit Italy with us, $4,500 a person. Includes everything on the ground, everything from luxury hotels, all the wine tastings, all the food, tons of wine, city tours, all kinds of stuff. We're taking you to places that Jamie and I personally know, have been to in Southern Italy. Jamie and I just did the whole route. It's amazing. We have tons of pictures online. We have tons of videos that we've been posting, going to Matera, going to Lecce, Florence to the south, flying into Bari, going to Alberobello, going to Molfetta, going to Volturre, going to some amazing, amazing cities and amazing wineries. All right, folks, Merry Christmas. We'll talk to you later.